going.
One. Hello. Oh
Yeah.
my. You recorded.
Okay. So you said you had some ideas about it. I also have some ideas.
So my ideas are mostly I have sort of one core idea for the for what was the name of the guy, the Gilead soldier? What, was it Alec?
Oh, yeah, it was Alec. It's here.
I had an idea for him, but outside of the main story that we're doing, I had an idea for a separate episode. But we will get to that later. I think because I want to focus on the big story. I had a Dalek idea, but I don't really want to put the Daleks in the big main story.
Yeah, So the question is, so we've put 26 episodes down here. Are we going to continue this story beyond 26 episodes? Because I always imagined we would, but I don't know how.
Do you mean the overarching story we've got with all these different, like, this big Earth invasion?
The series.
Oh yes, I was thinking of continuing it after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that these 26 should end off in like a cliffhanger that possibly raises the stakes. I don't know how possible that would be.
I mean, I would know. There's a part of me that's like, oh yeah, have this be a stake-raising thing, and I think we can have that. I mean, maybe we have it that, just to throw it out there, that the Earth is, like, the political landscape of modern-day Earth has been significantly shifted after the events of this invasion. Because a lot of Doctor Who finales, this is nothing against them really, because I don't really mind it, but like have a reset button on some of the more tragic events that happen to people. But I feel like maybe we lean into the idea that there will be consequences for this huge invasion.
I will be honest, I did have the idea that the Gilead don't really know how to use the regeneration guns, and they accidentally open a portal to another dimension, and the entire solar system gets sucked through it, and then the Doctor just can't get back to Earth anymore.
Oh, so you're saying Earth would be gone?
Yeah.
Would be literally gone.
Earth and the Gilead. They'd both be trapped together.
Ooh, so then that's an interesting one. That could be a... Ooh, I like that. Ooh.
You do? Okay, I'm glad you like that.
I really like that. Because I had a beat in my mind thinking about, like, the Gilead, like, because last time we landed, they were handing out this technology to have other people invade, but they have it themselves. And, like, they're the only people who can control it. I also was thinking, like, the Gilead are now, like, because they're using time technology, and they're messing around with it so much that there's a potential that they could accidentally erase Earth or themselves from history if they're not being careful. But I really like that idea more. They are, like, Earth and the Gilead fleet are just displaced.
Yeah.
I think the only idea I had going into this was something about Hoover talking to Alec and trying to get... Because Alec is, like... His name was Alec, right?
It was, yeah. It's at the end of 14/15.
Trying to sort of do what the Doctor did with them, and because I don't think Alec's evil, they're just deeply misguided. Because they're a drone, they don't think about like having authority, and like I think Hoover is gonna like trying to press them a little bit. Like, so if you were in charge, you would be good with that. You would be comfortable berating, mistreating people. That's what you would want, and forcing Alec to sort of inspect themselves a bit, because at this point in the story, Alec has been quite nice and quite like amenable. I don't know if
Alec would respond that they want to be in charge.
Yeah.
I don't know if Alec would like even fully understand what Coover is asking them about. Yeah.
Because I do like the idea of having the downfall of like not the down, because I think we should definitely stick with the ending that you just said, because I really like that. But I think that the Gilead's like downfall is them losing, is like one of their soldiers breaking up all, like, because it, like through Alec we've proven that they have a very rigid hierarchy. But if their communications are shut down and they aren't getting orders from anyone, their drones will just have nothing to do. and that will destabilize their entire invasion fleet. But as like a final gambit, they use these weapons that they have no idea what to do, which result in like terrible, terrible consequences for Earth and the Gilead. Oh, I did have an idea. I just remembered. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. Go on.
For the stuff on Earth, this was going to be when we get back to Unit eventually, because I had an idea of maybe Unit get into contact because they're like, oh, we are facing a military might that we don't know how to handle. Maybe we need to reach out to the Silurians who have access to more technology.
Oh
to
my
sort of
goodness.
Bolster us a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Unit are trying to rebuild the connection, and like maybe the Silurians like, no. What we see here is humanity finally getting what it deserves, and Unit getting what it deserves after what you've done to us.
I mean, because
and there's sort of like discussion that comes from that.
Also, there's Zygons on Earth.
Yeah, I was thinking the Zygons as well. Like, where do they land for this?
Yeah, because like they did get here on ships, but they kind of don't have any technology anymore. What
It's
if?
just shapeshift.
I've forgotten. Did we write down all the? What if Morris Gibbons turns out to be a Zygon?
Oh,
the child.
you know what? You know what? I really like the idea that the Zygons, like, they are on good terms with Unit and Earth, but they have like, we are gonna make sure, like, or at least a sub pocket of the Zygon community are like, we need someone on the inside to figure this one out.
Because I like the idea that Morris Gibbons isn't just like a genius. He's an alien genius who has alien knowledge, but none of the alien technology, because it got like, they crashed or something. So then he just doesn't have any access to the technology that he needs. Like if you were trying to build a phone in 1565, but you don't even have a battery.
Maybe you could have it like there's a plot with Shirley Bingham, with classic character Shirley Bingham, about them, like, because she's like sort of on the front lines trying to sort of protect people. Maybe her Rose and Mel are sort of looking into, like, because I feel like because when we left off Unit, we had them like. The Gilead had given their technology away to a bunch of mercenaries to invade Earth for them, and the Gilead were basically like, hey, we can stop all of this, we can turn off all their weapons and make this end, but you have to allow us access to Earth. We will like wipe you out. So maybe it's a case of Mel and Rose and Mel and Shirley Bingham finding out about, like, trying to research the Gilead, trying to find any database they've got, and maybe they go like, oh, maybe we need an alien source. We need people who are aware of the wider community outside of Earth, and that leads them to the Zygons. And that, I really like the idea of Morris Gibbons being a Zygon. I think that's cool.
Also, we forgot about Osgood.
Oh,
because there are two Osgoods.
Actually, they approach the Osgoods. They approach the Osgoods.
Yeah, one of them Zygella.
Because because you could, like, it could be a case if they discover enough about the Gilead and the way their power structure works. They're like, if we have people who can shapeshift into superior officers, we can try and bring down their operation, bring down the entire invasion force, and destabilize it.
Okay. I also have maybe an idea that could add a bit of extra runtime to this, which I did write down, which is that the Gilead using these time weapons, maybe not exactly knowing what they're doing, they could accidentally just keep opening portals, and people could just keep falling through the portals into the past, and that could happen to some Unit members. I was thinking Rose and Mel, because they seem, or maybe Mel and someone. I'm not sure exactly who, but they would go back in time and like realize that the past is like rapidly changing because the Gilead just keeps sending people back to different points in time, and like destabilizing everything.
So would that be? I was going to ask, do you still want to have it that the Brigadier comes in, is involved in some point, or would you rather have it that, or are we moving away from that?
I think it would be a cool idea, but I was imagining them going back like a bit further than the 70s. Maybe
go back to
the Victorian times.
Oh, my only thought is what, because I do like that, but like I'm just thinking what their role would really be and how they could affect what's going on.
It would
if
be
they are in the past,
like an extra issue that they have to solve. Like so they have to maybe they have to research the Gilead, but halfway through that episode, like it would be a three-parter or something, where halfway through the three-parter they just lose two of their members because they fell into the past, but also they have to deal with members of the public also falling into the past.
Oh yeah, and we can have that'd be interesting because like I mean we can have it that people are they are trying to recover as many people as possible, and also possibly putting like they need to put a historical event back on track.
Yes.
If needed.
Yeah.
I like okay, I do like that. And I think maybe we have okay, so that's I'm happy if that's what Rose and Mel are doing.
Yeah.
So Rose and Mel looking into the Gilead. Shirley Bingham, I think Shirley Bingham was helping them to try and find out stuff about the Gilead as well. But she like now they're with Kate. So I think like with the result, like with them, like I think they do find out some stuff about the Gilead, about the sort of very rigid structure. But but now they've lost with their core team members. So Kate's like, we need an alien expert, and without the Doctor here, we're gonna have to we're gonna have to get in contact with the ZYGONS.
Yeah.
Or the sort of like any, and like maybe. I'm not sure how Morris... Do you think Morris Gibbon would be exposed as a Zygon, or he would openly, like, this is a dire situation, I have something to admit?
I'm not sure. Also, they do have the Vlinks, is what I was thinking. So
yeah,
I think...
we do... Maybe we have the Vlinks get shot in the brain. Oh, I like the Vlinks, I'm joking. I mean, I suppose, yeah, in that case, like... Maybe Rose and Mel also access, like, the TARDIS database.
Yeah.
With the help of the Vlinks, like they're using that to sort of decipher it a little bit.
Yeah.
So is this, what episode would you say this is? This is episode 18.
Yeah, I'm putting it there just because I think we've got previous episodes are, that
was a Kuva one. So this is going to be a unit focused one. Cool. I'm also just going to write down here. I remember in one of the episodes we had like a Gilead like high command officer. I forget if he had a name or not though.
Oh yeah,
like that big villain of the episode, or like the whole run, or at least the face of the Gilead.
Yeah. Okay, so unit are trying to.
Yeah, also I think Shirley Bingham is like evacuating people at this point. I think we definitely should introduce, maybe not in this, I think because this is a very Zygon focused one, focus on the Zygons, but I think later down the line we should definitely introduce the Silurians and how they could like assist. I suppose also for later, this is later on, for the idea about like Earth and the Gilead, like the Gilead fleet or whatever, the invasion force being sucked away. Maybe we have that be a decision that Kuva makes. Like this is like a big decision that Kuva has to like make to stop all of reality from crumbling in on itself. They detain.
Yes.
Maybe they put they put Earth and the Gilead fleet into their home dimension, where they came from.
The Gilead into their home dimension, did you say?
Oh no, the Kuva's home reality.
Oh,
from episode 1.
Right. Yeah, I'm just because they might be too reachable there. We can decide once we get there, because it,
Oh
it
yeah, that's
depends.
fair enough.
It depends where everyone is at that point. I do
Yeah.
I do have some ideas for what Kuva could be up to as well.
I think I definitely want Kuva to be like, by the time we're near the end of this story, Kuva is entering the conflict in some way.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the Zygon, they turn to the Zygons in part 1. I think this would all be in part 1, and then part 2.
Yeah.
Part 2 starts up with the with Rose and Mel.
So part 2 is part 2 Rose and Mel, like they're trying to fix some sort of historical conflict. I know you mentioned Victorian England. There's always a thing of like, oh no, we've got to fix a historical event. And the first one that came to my mind was, oh yeah, Queen Victoria actually gets assassinated, but that would probably be quite a good thing. Probably be quite good. I'd probably be fine with that. That one would slide.
Because you don't like Queen Victoria.
Because I feel like the both Mel, or at least Rose, would be like, I feel like both of them would just be, yeah, maybe that one's just fine. But we could have it that, I have an idea. I have like 2 ideas after we're done with the big story arc, but I'll wait until we're done with it. I just got quite excited thinking about something this morning.
Oh, I mean, we can write down other stories. Maybe we can fit those in.
Keep it in flow for this one for now, because the ones I've got in mind are more traditional Doctor and Companion stories.
Okay. I mean, we can still have that, because this seems like a like quite a long arc. We can have like, with the because the Doctor's dead or something.
Yeah, I think I personally like to keep them out of the big story for now, because we've got a nice flow going.
All right.
With this, I think they just interrupt it.
Okay. Okay. They're stuck in Victorian England. Maybe the difference is that people who fall into the same rift as them are traveling to the same place. And if they check the history books, they'll find that there are records of people in the past falling into the past, like people who fell into the same kind of rift, but even further back. Like someone was in Celtic England, and they find that in a history book, and it's like,
and now that's changed how Britain views like culture. Like, I feel like significant cultural artifacts are now like completely different. Like, there's
this guy called himself Mr. Beast.
Yeah, he was found
traveled
by
to
a
Celtic
jaguar.
England.
I mean, like, it's literally. I mean, if people find phones in like the past, like that's a historical object.
Yeah,
that could change like the complete like that could completely change history.
They could find a phone, like some kind of archaeologist. It's like this artifact, and it's like a thousands of years old mobile phone.
I mean, if I think if we're going that angle, like we could just say that like the face of Victorian England as we would know it is completely different. There was an industrial revolution, but it was much bigger. And now there's sort of a weird, like, there's a weird, like, people are, like, interpreting, like, someone's, like, voicemail messages. And that's completely changed how, like, history has gone.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of... I feel like maybe they fell through with some equipment for like measuring things, and
the
so
metric system.
No, I mean like some high-tech equipment that they could use to maybe try and solve.
Okay, I get what you mean. So like something that like a tool like gets brought back that they could use to just make stuff a lot faster than they would have.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's something that Rose and Mel can utilize. Actually,
I thought you meant like, I thought you were talking about like, oh, people here have gotten tools they shouldn't have.
To be fair, that they could utilize those.
Yeah.
It could be like something crazy like it is Victorian England, but like that kind of style is applied to their phones. Like it looks like.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool. I think we should have a throwaway joke in there about a ye olde John Lumick pitching like the Victorian Cyberman, and people not knowing what the fuck he's talking about.
So I think with this, Rose and Mel could maybe communicate with the people in the 20s.
Because both of these people have a great experience with space technology, because one of them was a Time Lord for a bit, and the other one lived in space for a very long time, and is also... I think Mel's backstory is that she's like a tech genius.
Kind of,
she's very good with technology, which Revival Who seems to forget and put her on a moped instead. And that's it.
Actually, one of the soldiers could have fallen through the rifts, so they would have some of the weapons. Also, I'm starting to think maybe we shouldn't have it be non-Gilead mercenaries who are in the past, because it doesn't make as much sense for them to be like, we're Gileads and we're just up there, but the actual people you're fighting look different.
Gilead. No, that's fair. I think actually, because the Gilead don't really care about... They just send their soldiers down there to fight with this technology. They're not bothered. I do think this does pose... And I think I know what the core conflict of this episode could be as they're trying to like gather and re-engineer this technology. The Gilead who have fallen through have made an alliance with the British Empire because they have identical values.
Yes! Okay.
And Queen Victoria's new husband is not it's not Prince Alfred, it's a Gilead like elite who's married into the royal family. And I think Mel and Rose are just like, we desperately need to fix this. This is gonna end so badly.
We could have it. I think that they should maybe get into some kind of period specific danger as well, like maybe something to do with I don't know. I don't know exactly, but do you know what I mean? Like how
like you want the sort of like classic Who, like, oh, this is like we're in this time period where this could happen.
Yes. That kind of thing, but I'm not sure what.
It's tricky. Maybe the one thing coming to my mind is Sweeney Todd. That's the only thing that I can really think of.
That crossed my mind, but I forgot about it. Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, could you Jack the? I mean,
I take Jack the Ripper.
And Jack the Ripper does make sense, especially if we're having like Gilead, an alternate history with the Gilead like communing with Earth and working with Earth, because they take people's skin and like body parts.
Yeah.
So there probably would be quite a few Jack the Rippers around.
Okay. Maybe Rose and Mel get captured by the police, and they have to convince the police that they are actually... I'm just going to look up... It could be Unit from the past. A past version of Unit. Because Unit was set up in the 70s, but in this past timeline, Unit could have existed before it should have existed. So they could be captured by Unit, who are desperately trying to contain the problem as well. And then they have to prove that they are actually from Unit in the future.
You know, God, the Unit acronym is kind of crazy.
Is it?
Wait, no, it's like the regular one. It's United Nations Intelligence Task Force.
Task Force.
Because of the abbreviated one on Google is Unified Intelligence Task Force, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, they renamed it. Because I don't know why. They just might not have wanted it to be the United Nations anymore, but they did rename it.
I also I was gonna say, just this is unrelated, but props, because you reminded me. Props to I know it was a stupid joke at the time about Unit disappearing, but I do really like the decision to make it that was the Grand Serpent running it into the ground. I do think that's quite a cool, like, that's quite fun.
Okay, because for the last episode, I was looking back up the scene with the Sontaran eating chocolate, and I was like, I was remembering it being like, not liking it, but that didn't make sense because Sontarans liking chocolate is a cool idea. And then I rewatched it, and it was like, oh, I didn't like it because the scene's really badly written and not very funny. So
that's the problem with a lot of
that is the problem with Chibnall.
Also, I was watching another video recently. It did remind me that Flux was made during COVID.
It is.
Which explains a lot about why it is the way it is.
Yeah. I mean,
like,
yeah.
You think why is everyone separated all the time? Why are all these very individual plots? And then it's like, I see.
COVID. I mean,
honestly, oh, sorry.
It'll be very interesting for people in the future to look back and see the series that was made in COVID be like that.
Yeah, that will be really interesting. Like for people to be like, oh, why is it done like this? And then that then COVID becomes history, and then they're going to do a Doctor Who episode about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, So Unit. I like the idea that Unit now exists in it exists in the Victorian era now because time is completely fucked. We've got the ye olde Brigadier. So Rose and Mel have to contend with a version of Jack the Ripper. The Gilead now being a part of the British monarchy, but with the assistance of Victorian Unit and also their vast technological intelligence, they are trying to fix this.
Yeah. I think in the future, maybe in part 1, Kate Stewart is calls them up and goes, hey, if you keep doing this, you won't have a planet to conquer. And they're like, no, you're just lying. We're sending more people.
Yeah, this is a trick. You're trying to trick us. We've given you our ultimatum. Stop trying to weasel out of it.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, I think the Vlinks is our tech guy, and Morris Gibbons, the Zygon.
Yeah.
I think they would be just be saying massive, because they're maybe connected to the TARDIS, that there's massive changes in the timeline, and that if this keeps happening, it's just everything is going to collapse in on itself.
Yeah.
Not just here, but just everywhere. It'll be huge, major ripple events.
I think maybe don't have Morris Gibbons reveal himself just to start with. Maybe have him just maybe talk about, have there be clues that he's not human.
Just little hints. I think when the Zygons are sort of mentioned, maybe he's a little bit squirrely. He's a little bit not sure about it.
Yeah, people can forgive him because he's a child.
Yeah. So
it's fine. I just watched the Sarah Jane episode with the Grusk as well.
Oh, yay! Is that the one with the 11th Doctor as well?
It is. I don't think we should have the Grusk, but
I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you were the one to say
it. However, the Grusk exist.
Yeah, the blue version of the Grusk. I really like the villains in that episode. The Shan Chief. They're very, very good.
I think maybe the second I saw them, I was like, you're evil.
You're evil.
I do like it. I like it more than the wedding of Sarah Jane Smith, because I prefer Matt Smith's character to the 10th Doctor. The 10th
Also, that's Russell D. Davies writing the 11th Doctor.
It is.
It's a shame. I hope Russell D. Davies writes for Capaldi at some point. I'd be very interested to see that. That would be interesting. Oh, and 13 as well.
Yeah, I hope. Well, this is getting ahead of ourselves because we're currently trying to write for 15, but we could get another Doctor in if we really wanted, but maybe not talk about that right now.
Yeah.
So they are captured by UNIT, and maybe they probably have to help that version of UNIT track down high-tech Jack the Ripper, because I think with all this
tracking down.
yeah, maybe this version of Jack the Ripper has something they need.
I mean, maybe it could be something that despite all the changes, this is still a historical focal point that they can latch onto.
Yeah. Possibly, yeah.
They can if they can find this guy, they can use him as a sort of way back.
I guess so, yeah, because he had quite a large importance on history.
Especially the era he's in.
Yeah, because, like, maybe it turns out that he's not using the new weapons that they have. He's still just using knives and stuff, which is, like, uncommon for other murderers. I assume there are other murderers that are also murdering people, but with the high-tech weapons.
Yeah. Like, for some reason, he's unchanged in history. Like,
yeah.
To the point where he's not as important anymore. Like, people aren't paying him much mind.
Yeah. Is it okay if I look up Jack the Ripper on the TARDIS wiki to see what information we have on?
Oh, I think there's actually quite a bit on Jack the Ripper in Doctor Who. I think one iteration of the Valiard was Jack the Ripper.
In Star Trek, Jack the Ripper was an alien, and they run into him in one of the episodes.
Really?
Yep. The Celestial Intervention Agency believed that Jack the Ripper may have been innocent, but weak-willed human controlled by a symbiont, previously an accomplice of Ned Hines. Okay. The Valiard used the murders to power the Dark Matrix. He created an alternate timeline where the murders continued, leading to anarchy in London. Eventually, he killed through his undead wraiths, animated by the corrupted spirits of 12 of the Doctors and followers, the Jack Sprites. He was defeated by the 7th Doctor, who used the TARDIS's telepathic circuits to shield his conscious mind from the Valiard's assault until he could confront his foe. Comic Ripper's Curse. Wait. No, Prose Matrix. Maybe not do this. Maybe just not care about any of this. Because it does seem...
a fuck? It's irrelevant. it's so, like, I don't know why you sought comfort on the Doctor Who wiki.
I don't know
why you thought that would Also, I'm looking at Jack the Ripper on the Star Trek wiki. Interesting concept, but here's and I quote: Spock believed that female victims were chosen more often than male ones because women are more easily and more deeply terrified, generating more sheer horror than the male of the species.
Yeah, fully. I don't know why people hold up the original series as, like, yeah, it was so progressive. Like, the Next Generation wasn't even progressive. There were basically no important women on the original Star Trek. Even Uhura. Like, Uhura was, like, so unfairly treated. It's insane. It's absurd. Genuinely, 60s Doctor Who was a lot better.
Honestly, 60s Doctor Who is kind of revolutionary for what it was pushing. I mean, female characters are treated in a certain way in 60s Doctor Who, but they are given so much more time to shine and have big moments when the writing allows them.
Yeah, because I always imagined it as, like, if they weren't in this situation, they'd like because they're in this situation, they just have to act. People just have to, like, be brave and do what they have to do. And I enjoy that.
Which is the entire philosophy of Doctor Who, pretty much. That's a very major part of Doctor Who, of, like, it's being in a new place and not sort of buckling under the pressure. Still having compassion and humanity, but acting and would be willing to take a stand.
Definitely.
And that's carried out for the entire show. It makes me very happy. Also, genius making the first two companions teachers. Very smart idea. Incredibly good.
Yeah, because it was a historical series, and it genuinely did teach me several things about the past.
Good on you, Doctor Who.
Yeah. Anyway,
so Jack the Ripper, kidnap Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, I think they have to, like, try and track him down over like quite a long period. Maybe part 2 ends with them coming up with a plan, like, we have to use these weapons in conjunction with something that hasn't changed. And then after part 2, time skip, like, maybe weeks or months or something.
Yeah.
Like, people are just like, this continues happening. The Gilead just keep trying to siege the Earth. Rose and Mel are still stuck in the past, and it just, like, it keeps getting, like, slowly worse. Like,
maybe to the point where Unit Tower has been evacuated. Unit Tower is gone. It's shut down.
maybe London gets evacuated.
Yeah, London's now, because I feel like is the other part of this? Are you thinking is that Kate hunting out for Zygons?
Yes. Yeah. Maybe that version of Kate could be doing that at the same time in part 2. Part 2, maybe?
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Okay, let's throw in a meanwhile.
I also think
Meanwhile time.
some of these episodes are probably going to be longer than what we've had before, in terms of, like, overall length.
Yes. Because they 15 minutes does seem like quite an awkward amount of time.
Maybe we make these like 30 minutes or 40 minutes. I think 30 minutes is quite nice.
30 minutes. Because the thing is, I still like them being bite-sized. If they were 30 minutes, we could just split them up into 2 parts. The thing is, I don't think any of the parts that we've done so far don't fit into, like, at least 20 minutes.
20
maximum.
minutes. I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
I'm happy
okay,
with
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Because
So is that part 1 and part 2 are both 20 minutes? They would make up 20 minutes? Or...
Yeah, so part 1 is 20 minutes. Part 2 is also 20 minutes.
Cool, perfect. I'm happy with that.
They'd just be in... Yeah. I mean, 20 minutes is what they did for Classic Who as well. So we could just do that.
Exactly. So I'm cool with that.
I feel like that makes a lot of sense as well. Okay, so meanwhile, Kate could be reaching out to maybe Zygons and Silurians, because if she was talking to the Osgoods, they would probably tell her that Zygons did have, like, a lot of technology, but their planet's dead now. So they have knowledge, but they don't have any way of using it. They need the Silurians to help them.
Yeah, and if, like, because the I think in my mind, like Kate wants technology and the help of the Zygons, but I think the Zygons would probably be relegated to, with your shape-shifting abilities, you could help us infiltrate Gilead operations.
Yeah,
help us,
okay.
like, stop them. But yeah, and I think, would you think? I think there would be resistance from the Zygons because they don't want to risk. They don't want to risk dying, obviously, because their species has been through a lot. They've had to completely. They've had to come to Earth after the fall of their planet.
I think maybe we could have it be the opposite. Maybe it could have, because when was the Zygon episode? What year was it set in? The Zygon invasion air date. That was 2015. It's now 10 years later. It might have stopped being a question of they, them, and us, and more like it's
Ooh,
just
so they're more willing.
not really
help.
possible to tell whether someone even is a Zygon. And
Yeah, I think that's a nice evolution. Like the Zygons, it's not as factional anymore.
it could have started being like more of a political thing, like left it to like, why do you care if why do you care if you're pissing next to a Zygon?
Oh wow! What this the?
Yeah. So
No.
I feel
So
like
maybe
in a
the Zygons are more willing to help. Like they're more up for it. Like they're
Yeah.
still reticent. But
maybe Kate's like, I wouldn't normally ask Zygons who are working for UNIT to reveal themselves, but we need your help.
if any of you in the room, if you could please talk to me.
Yeah, maybe like in private.
We are desperate. And then that's maybe Morris Gibbons' reveal.
Yeah.
He's a Zygon.
Okay.
And it's like, we are willing to protect the Earth. This is our home.
Yeah.
We don't want to see it destroyed, but we can only do so much without the sort of technological firepower.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think maybe him and also a couple of other soldiers who are around.
Yeah.
I think also make it clear that there are Zygons who are like openly Zygon.
Yeah. I think a lot of the openly Zygons wouldn't be working for UNIT.
Yeah.
They'd probably be like new generation of Zygons who are sort of very accustomed to living on Earth.
Yeah.
I also like the idea of maybe this is setting up a bit of the classic Kate Stewart gambit.
Yeah.
One of her classic gambits to maybe try and assassinate the leader or get someone on that Gilead ship to kill the leader of this invasion fleet.
A classic gambit? Has she done that before?
No.
Oh. Okay.
I mean,
yeah,
she
a
does
classic
take very
Kate Stewart
risky
gambit.
gambits.
She's like,
does
okay,
take
guys,
some very-
it's time for my classic gambit, and everyone's like, what?
She has done some pretty risky stuff before with that whole box thing and blowing up London and all that, but this one's a lot less murdery
Yeah.
than some of my other plans. I mean, it is murdery, but you know.
To be honest, I think she'd just be trying to like nuke them. They're just too far away to get a rocket there. And if they did try, I guess if they did try and make a rocket go there, they just get out of the way because it's going really slowly, and they don't have the ability to make it do that because they're not technological enough. Maybe that's what they need the Zygons for. Not the Zygons, the Silurians.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah?
Silurian. And I mean, if London is evacuated by now, we could have it be that maybe if all else fails, Kate's going to try and bring them down to meet with her, to try and to surrender, to disarm, and is then going to just blow up London with Unit Tower, completely just try and decimate their fleet as much as possible to end this.
Yeah. I like that plan because it's the exact same plan that she used before.
Yeah. She's done it twice now, I think, with her
Yeah. Okay. That should be later though.
Yes. Oh, much later. Much later. This talk has really given me an appreciation for Kate Stewart. Mostly in those Zygon episodes, I feel, is where she really shines.
Yeah. I think definitely in Moffat's era, she was very cool.
So, getting the Zygons on board in this two-parter, would she also would it just be the beginning of her trying to pursue the Silurians as an option, or is that something we're going to do or is he maybe going to try and get them on board in this episode?
I think she maybe has the idea to do it at the end of this episode. No, maybe she's possibly in this episode. I don't know if there's enough time in the episode. I just write down about the Zygons.
Because I'm thinking maybe the Silurians is an idea she has. To sort of maybe the Zygons can sort of hold off by trying to infiltrate Gilead operations and steer them away, like poke holes in their invasion plan. Nothing like major, but enough to buy them some time while she pursues getting in contact with the Silurians.
I've just
Because
realized
I think that
this would be a pretty good
Yeah.
cliffhanger before the previous episode, actually. Like, she asks everyone in the. Never mind. Sorry, you continue with that, and then I'll talk.
I was just gonna say, because I feel like the reaching out to the Silurians and making contact with them would take up a whole like big like most of an episode, because there's a lot of history there, and like we both know what the Brigadier did to the Silurians, and that's
Yeah.
Kate's dad, so it's gonna be difficult for her to come and face them.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all I had. What were you saying?
I think maybe the Zygons revealing themselves is a really good cliffhanger to end on. I think
Yeah, I like that.
I think Kate Stewart over the course of the episode is trying to get in contact with the Silurians, and then at the end the Zygons reveal themselves.
And maybe the Zygons are like maybe Kate realizes that the Zygons can help with negotiations to help show that the unit and Earth has changed.
Yes.
In how they treat, well, not even extraterrestrials, just how they treat other races and species.
Okay, that's just kind of a B plot though.
Yeah, that's kind of because that's attached to the attached to Rose and Mel doing their thing. Cool by me.
Definitely.
So
Are we moving on?
is episode 20, is that back to Kuva?
I think so. Yes.
I might just mark episode 21 as like. Are you happy for me to mark episode 21 as the Silurian sort of?
Yes. I mean, we don't know how long
move it
this.
down a bit.
How many episodes this will be?
Yeah, that's true. I'll just save that for now.
Yeah. Okay? So you said you had a Doctor companion story, and I'm very interested in that because I wonder if we could adapt it.
I'm not sure. It's a Dalek one.
Okay.
And it's a very specific Dalek. It's like not. It's one that doesn't really. I'll tell you the idea.
Okay. We can decide.
It's sort of the idea I had was it's an artist or a collective of artists trying to explore a new sort of a new vision for like art and the sort of like creative process through Daleks. Using Daleks in paintings and like stuff like that. So yeah, I don't think this idea is gonna fit.
Yeah, that wouldn't fit.
So I also had another idea where the Doctor and Kuva or whoever get trapped in like a sitcom world. Mostly because I wanted to have like the Master come through the door and be like, "Hello, Doctor," and then the audience like cheers. Like they do the big like character entrance cheer.
Okay.
I think does not fit as well.
Yeah. I think because this is a very intense arc, and I was wondering like how we would end this and go back to silly individual stories like that, because I wonder if we would be able to fit that in after this, because of course the series itself is just split into 4 arcs. So maybe maybe after this the Doctor's goal would be to find Earth, but he's just kind of wandering again.
Now Kuva is like kind of stepping up to support him and sort of look after him because he's really lost.
Yeah.
I also do have an idea after this big arc is over because if Earth is gone, the Doctor's without his home.
Mm-hmm.
Reintroducing Gallifrey through the Cyberlords.
Yes. So originally I haven't said this yet because I guess it doesn't seem to fit the vibe that we're going for. But I thought that maybe since Kuva doesn't have much of an emotional tie to Earth, they would be going to the Doctor's home planet, Gallifrey, to see if they can revive him in some way.
Oh, so try and like Kuva in this arc is trying to get back to Gallifrey
Instead of Earth.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Do you like... Is that a good thing? Because, like, I'm not
thinking about it. Because I'm trying to think if this is a case where Kuva is so far away from Earth, that also provides a reason to go back to Gallifrey to try and find another TARDIS to get them back.
Because the thing
to
about
Earth afterwards.
The thing about Gallifrey is it's been time locked, and it's also been destroyed like 3 times. So it might actually be quite hard to get to if you don't have a TARDIS.
Exactly.
Because it is possible, but really hard.
I mean, we could, because I don't know if we wrote this down, but an idea I had for like one of the previous episodes is having Kuva starting to like control, like fuse with technology.
Yes, that is quite a big part of her arc so far.
She's like, she can change her body and become like, it's like she's trying to be the Doctor, struggling a lot, but also is adapting and like exploring some of her own skills. So maybe if she gets enough knowledge, she could theoretically become a TARDIS. I know.
Solid
I know,
maybe on that one.
Hear me out, because because that I think that is the only character-driven way we can get to Gallifrey. I think any other way is going to be a bit too stale.
Okay, like if we just say it was the photon drive, that wouldn't be satisfying.
That would be really, for me personally, that would be very dull. I think I would not be happy with that.
Okay, my
it doesn't happen in this episode, by the way. That's just like,
I do agree with you. My only concern is it would look kind of silly if they were to turn into a box. But I do think they could, like, create the power of the TARDIS inside their own ship. If they've spent enough time...
I'm not talking about them turning into the exterior. I'm thinking the interior. A, like, fleshy, surreal version of the interior of the TARDIS. Of becoming that.
They could create that? I don't...
You've also already established
the more you describe it, the more I don't mind
you.
This idea, and I don't like it. I don't like how you're persuading me to about this.
Do you know what we've already established as well, Matthew?
What?
That she can go into other people's minds and communicate with them.
Yeah. Like the TARDIS?
So we've got the Doctor there, who's got the knowledge of the TARDIS in his head.
Yeah. Yeah.
All I'm saying. Yeah, all I'm saying is that...
That is... Yes.
And you know what? That also gives us the opportunity to, if we really wanted to...
Uh-huh.
If we really wanted to stretch it, an entire episode inside the Doctor's head, all the sort of... whatever weird that would look, and what sort of place that would look like. You can also have multiple Doctors there, and like various incarnations of the Doctor.
Okay, but we've already done episodes in dreams, and that
But this is the Doctor's dream.
Our episode where yes, maybe I'm not understanding your...
Basically, I'm saying that, like,
your thought process.
It doesn't have to be an episode, like, Kuva needs to, like, Kuva and Alec are jumping around in this ship.
Yes.
It's a little bit aimless.
Okay.
Kuva needs
This would be to... along with the time skip as well. So this would take place over several months. Yeah.
Kuva needs to figure out a faster way of traveling. So she needs to, like, she needs a TARDIS, basically.
Yeah.
She can't pilot a TARDIS, but the only person she knows who can do that is the Doctor. Attempting to sort of bridge the sort of unconscious mind of the Doctor to learn how to do that.
Okay.
And sort of maybe we see some, like, emotional stuff for the Doctor, maybe some scattered broken memories here and there, like and that sort of,
Because the
and maybe that even,
the Doctor's past is always mysterious.
and I think it can remain mysterious as well, but like you can just see all this stuff, all of this like this stuff that never quite confirms anything, but is always leaving it like the more answers you get, the more mysterious it is. Also,
Yeah.
it brings me, because the way that we're planning to end this story is with Earth and the Gilead being sealed away somewhere, and it doesn't matter where at the moment.
Yeah.
If Kuva is the one to push the button on that, maybe Kuva sees in the Doctor's mind the tough decisions he's had to make like that in the past. And maybe that
Okay.
gives them a bit of perspective on what they might have to do.
Yes. I like, yes. That is all good. I'm happy with that. Maybe, okay, so maybe the episode begins with like a montage of them kind of running away from the Gilead. They're just kind of going aimlessly. They don't really know where they're going even, because like I think Kuva did manage to send the TARDIS back to Earth with
Yes.
their telepathic connection. But aside from that, they don't actually know where Earth is, or where anything is,
No.
or how to pilot the ship. So, after several months of just sort of aimlessly going about, I think maybe, what if we just have the first part of this serial be one very long montage? Like the entire part.
Yeah.
And then the second part is the Doctor's dreams. Like,
Yeah, it's actually, you know what?
this
Yes,
3
I
minutes
actually
is
think
this
that's a
one
good
thing that
idea.
happened.
Because I think after the intensity of the unit stuff, like you were saying earlier, it'd be nice to have a little vignette of stuff with Alec and Kuva, like getting into mishaps and running.
Because it could help to strengthen their bond with each other. Like,
Yeah,
as we can see
like,
it.
maybe Kuva gets to know Alec a little bit.
And we can also see Kuva slowly getting more worried about the Doctor.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's what I did.
his condition could be like getting worse. Like he could be getting weaker.
He's getting weaker. Maybe I like the idea that maybe he's babbling a little bit in his like sort of unconscious state, and he's talking like the first Doctor. He's flabbing his lines. He's flubbing it all.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, Matthew, look at the affiliated section on the Spy Master.
Oh, okay. Right. Hang on. The Spy Master.
Send it to you.
Affiliated with MI6 Nazis. Yedinitz. What is it? Yedinitzer.
Oh, are those the bad guys from the Spyfall two-parter?
Oh, the ghosties.
Yeah, who become very irrelevant very quickly. It's very sad.
And then the Siberium.
Ugh.
Cool. I love this guy. We should bring him back 3 times.
I do really like the idea that his name is like the way that the wiki brands him, and I think people just brand him. He is the Spy Master, because that's what he. I mean,
that's what he said he was.
That's what he said he was, and also I know the Master does disguises all the time, but like this is someone who's disguising himself constantly. Like in every new scene, he's in a different disguise or outfit, and his final moments are disguising himself as the Doctor. Technically, before dying, which is kind of cool. That gives a little bit more meaning to him as a.
If we bring that back, I don't want to talk about the Spy Master.
I've grown a bit more positive on the Spy Master over time.
The only issue,
not like overly.
The main issue is that, and this is probably just he just seems kind of crazy, but for no reason. He's just like, I'm really angry. I'm getting angry with you. Also, he's a bit like he's written to not be very smart, in a way. Do you know what I mean? Like the Master's the Master's never been very smart, but not like this.
Oh yeah, the smartest Master was Missy. The rest of them were all pretty thick. but intelligent enough. I I feel like the spy master's problem, and it's there in Missy, so I don't blame them for doing this, but the master's never really been insane. Like he's been like manic and like he has been
Yeah.
crazy at times, but he's not so much like a figure of like madness. But the spy
No.
master is like he's erratic, deeply erratic, more erratic than any incarnation. Uh,
Yeah.
which is a unique perspective, I suppose, but it doesn't work
I
as
mean,
well.
if it was well written and justified, then that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's maybe a motif in that era.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh, okay. So,
Okay.
part one. Do we want to come up with some of the things that happen to them?
I mean, I think one of them, I think should just be like, because I imagine they'd be like kind of like a little bit comedic in these little vignettes.
Yeah.
I think one of the more like grounded ones could just be Kuva and Alec talking, and Kuva
Yeah.
just kind of trying to get an understanding of who Alec is as a person. Like why do they
Yeah.
rigidly follow command to the point that it's just what is there to gain out of this
And
for them?
I think that this would end with Alec just not really having an answer and saying, I'm doing it. I don't care. I don't care if there's no reason. It's what I do. It's my job." And like just fully not engaging with what Kuva's trying to say,
Yeah.
which I think Kuva just doesn't understand them, and like I don't really know how Kuva would think about that,
Yeah, I mean,
because it's
it
so
could very
alien
much
to them.
end. Yeah, like it's completely alien, and the story of Alec could very much end with Kuva in a desperate situation, needing to use that to their advantage. That he is just willing to accept his situation and accept what needs to be done.
Yeah. Now that you're saying that, I kind of like the idea that the Doctor, because as the Doctor is asleep, the situation around him just devolves, because very simple problems that he could solve really easily just snowball in a way.
Yeah, it's all just like it's just because maybe the entire Gilead problem, started because the Doctor presumed to be overly knowledgeable about this invasion and how it would go and what's going to happen, and
Yeah.
that got him in this situation. And now there are problems that he could solve, but because of that one mistake he's made, it's completely taken him out of the running.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
What could one of the little montages be?
I always think that silly montages like this have an undertone of sadness, because it's like time
Yeah.
is passing too quickly for the audience to sort of understand it. I think it could be like one of them could be with Dorian Moldova.
Is he still around? Do we still have Dorian Moldova around?
I mean, I fully read that first time he came up with as a character introduction for a reoccurring sort of powerful merchant character who controls a lot of this part of the galaxy. Because like,
Is he hunting them down?
I think
Is he hunting them down?
well, the last time they hang on, I'll write this down. Otherwise, about his outlook on.
Also, I apologize. They aren't called Cyber Lords. They're called Cyber Masters. Even though the name Cyber Lords, that would. Why are they called?
The last time that Kuva saw Dorian Moldova, they broke one of his lackey's arms with a thought.
Oh yeah.
So I definitely think he'd be interested in getting them back.
Yeah. So maybe
It's kind of
maybe
a love-hate
Dor-
relationship, I think.
Yeah, because they did help out Dorian, but also Dorian's like a greedy businessman.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe there's a case where like, Kuva's trying to like block off some of Dorian's men and like asks Alec to like, okay, we gotta okay, I need you to help me out. I need you to help me out. I need you to grab anything. Maybe Alec grabs Dorian's head. Maybe he takes it.
You mean when they were escaping in the last episode?
Oh, they've kidnapped Dorian. They've kidnapped Dorian Moldova. I just meant this episode, but if you're up for that idea, I like they did.
I prefer this episode, I think.
Oh yeah, so in this episode I think Alec grabs the head of Dorian Moldova and threatens to throw it out.
Yeah, okay. I think that's quite cool.
Yeah, I think also Kuva is instructs Alec, and either Alec misinterprets that or he interprets it perfectly what he needs to do. Maybe
Kuva didn't even intend it to be an order, but he took it to be an order.
Because I think it is just one of those things where like if Kuva said to Alec to go jump off a cliff, he would do it without question. That's what he is.
This is the kind of person who the Doctor would fully just not travel with under any circumstances.
No.
Like, ever.
No, it's because this person would be terrible to have around in the TARDIS. This is just like not companion material.
Maybe Kuva just doesn't even understand that. Because they just... The Doctor would hate this person. Because I guess Kuva also... sort of does like being in charge of things.
I think it'd be unintentional. I don't think Kuva's moved beyond the need to have control.
Yes.
They also can't see the problem of maybe using this to their advantage later on because things are desperate.
Okay. I'll write that down as well.
So I definitely think when we go back to a unit story, things are bad. Whenever we go back to a unit story, I think
I'm actually
really fucking bad.
I'm imagining like the last 3 or 4 episodes being that really bad thing, because definitely things are getting bad. Okay, so part 2. Yes. So what ideas did you have for this part 2 thing?
For this part 2, because we've obviously seen before. When Kuva entered into the mind of that child who'd undergone cyber conversion, it was a very surreal setting. I think the Doctor's is even more like confusing. The one sort of point of inspiration is like, I think there was an audio. It was called Caroidia. It was something along those lines. I can't remember how exactly you pronounce it.
Yeah.
But there's a moment in the story where this villain enters the Doctor's mind, and from what I remember, it's described as sort of like a vast, like giant library, but with also a lot of like cartoonish pitfalls and traps, because the Doctor just sort of has those in his mind, and also I think he's just laying. I think there's a water slide in there at some point, like it's surreal. It's like the Doctor is someone who's very organized and obviously has a vast memory, but at the same time, there are deliberate holes in it and sort of like contrivances because the Doctor has lived an incredibly long life, and of course there would be.
I think because of the Doctor's state, it would be all like decayed with like cobwebs and mold and rot and stuff.
Yeah,
I do
like
think it
maybe.
Because of how the Doctor is, it would be quite gothic, like the 8th Doctor's TARDIS.
Yes, definitely, absolutely, and like maybe just having maybe one of the threats for Kuva in this episode is just that some of the Doctor's more unpleasant memories are manifesting in a very violent way.
Yeah,
and that they just sort of have to like it kind of Into the TARDIS or in Journey to the Center of the TARDIS.
I do know that. That's one of my favorite episodes.
Very good episode.
Yeah.
But like that, but much more surreal. Like much more.
Okay.
Like.
My one question
bizarre.
is, what's Alec doing?
in this time.
Because
Maybe Alec is.
this
Sorry, what's your idea?
it's not an idea. It's just I think this is a good point to have Kuva and Alec work together. What were you gonna say?
Okay. I wasn't. Do you think? Would you say that maybe Kuva could bring Alec in, or maybe Alec is driving the ship, trying to like avoid being killed?
I think that the more interesting thing is if they bring him in, because I just like the idea that they are wandering around a horrible, scary library.
Also,
Yeah.
I think with Alec's assistance, because I think the problem with the Doctor's mind is because there's detail, and there's sort of like it's how he sees the world, and there's that sort of magic and adventure.
Yeah.
And the problem is like, if you're Kuva or anyone who's normal, getting pulled into that and getting stuck there is something very easy, and it could happen. That won't happen with Alec, because Alec has no desire unless he's given desire.
Oh.
He
You're
has
saying that it's hard to leave because you want to stay there.
Yeah, like it's like, you could just be swept up in like I mean, I was gonna say maybe you get swept off on like the Seventh Doctor's adventures, but his one was very bleak. The Fourth Doctor, like this charismatic figure, and you're like, suddenly you're on a new world, and it's something magical that you have to. It's hard to traverse because you just feel like you're blending into events, and Alec is like the rock is pulling Kuva back.
I think because that is very interesting, because that requires Alec to have any kind of desire is not the word I'm looking for. It's like any kind of independent like direction. That's not the word I'm looking for, but it requires him to make decisions, which is maybe something foreign to him at the moment.
Because I don't think Alec as a character, he's not someone who progresses to be like, I've seen the errors of my society. I no longer value any of it, because I don't think that's going to happen. I think he is someone who, but the need to protect his superior officer and to take a bit of initiative is a new concept, but still very much rooted in his beliefs.
Yeah, it is. I think maybe for a long time, Alec is just like, Kuva's just like, let's go here. And then Alec's like, but aren't we, okay, aren't we trying to do the thing? And then, like, at the very end, when it looks like there's one final thing that looks like it's going to take Kuva forever, Alec is like, I don't think this is all right. I think you probably prefer me to save you, so I will. And then...
because the final memory could be, Kuva, like that's like really bringing Kuva in is like Kuva's found their Doctor now. They found the 15th Doctor, and I think we maybe just have Kuva afterwards being like, I miss the Doctor so much. I'm really struggling, and maybe Alec takes an initiative in this final memory, and the very simple beautiful adventure that Kuva is going to go on with the memory of the Doctor, Alec ruins it. He finds a way to ruin the adventure, to ruin the story, to break the memory.
I just imagined him shooting the Doctor.
I was thinking that!
You thought that?
Thinking that. Yeah, I was.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Absolutely. He just kills the Doctor.
That's so horrible, but it's...
It's what he would do. He was like, we needed to, like, you're my superior officer, I have to protect you. You were getting lost. He just kills the Doctor in front of Kuva. Yes.
Oh my God. Kuva would be so mad at him. Yeah, okay.
And I think he'd be like, oh, you're angry at me. I deeply apologize. I deeply apologize.
He just keeps saying, I deeply apologize.
Next time.
Over and over again.
I deeply apologize. And I think it's just Kuva having a breakdown and like crying about the 15th Doctor, about losing the Doctor and wanting to get him back. Deeply apologize. I deeply apologize. I'm very sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir. And just this mess. Eventually that leads to Kuva finding the information they need to... Are you still happy with the idea of them emulating the pseudo becoming a TARDIS?
Can we talk about that after this?
Yes.
Kind of, but maybe not in the way that you're specifically describing.
Yeah. That's fine by me. So, Kuva and Alec journey through the Doctor's mind. Kuva is slowly getting lost in the sort of wonder of it. But Alec, I think there might even be a bit where Kuva turns to him and just goes like, "Oh, don't you find it all beautiful? Don't you want to like go off and like travel somewhere?" And he's like, "The stars are stars, planets are planets. That's just it. Would you like me to think it's interesting?"
Would you like me to think it's interesting? That line goes hard. I'm gonna put that in quotes.
Because Alec isn't emotionless, but like his own well-being doesn't matter to himself as long as he's following his superior officer.
I think that the Doctor could control this space if he was awake, but now, since he's asleep and very, very asleep, there's all kinds of flotsam and jetsam flying around, like just random snippets that the audience would find, like, the audience would probably find it kind of scary. Like, in a way, it's like a very scary place, and it's shot kind of scary. Maybe Alec is scared.
Yeah, I think that makes sense because he would be. I think he would like we said, he's not emotionless. He would probably be quite scared of this space because it's terrifying. And I think Kuva has the confidence, but also doesn't like realize how easily they can get sucked into this place and what it offers. I think this, because I do really like the idea that this situation, like the Doctor would still be struggling, but it would be so much more bearable if he was here and actually present.
Yeah.
Because this would have never, this whole series of events wouldn't have happened. Earth wouldn't be on the brink of destruction with its time, like with its history being eroded. This is unrelated, but I've just been thinking about it a lot because because obviously before we established what this idea was going to be, we were talking about like the Doctor's origins and stuff, and it made me think about like I really love how many conflicting origin stories there are for the Doctor. It does make me quite happy that so many exist.
Yeah.
Some of them I like more than others, obviously. There's one from the audio story Master, which is it's technically an audio story for the Master, an origin story for the Master, but it's also one for the Doctor, told in a really interesting way. That I love. I think it's very good. That entire story kind of puts a lot of the iterations of the Master to shame, I want to say. Of like, why did you make this guy so boring in all these stories when he's so interesting in this one?
Is it Alex McQueen Master?
It is not Alex McQueen. It is, you know, the Crispy Master from Keeper of Traken?
I do know.
It's him.
I do know about that guy.
Who I think is a different Crispy Master from the one from the other, like not like a different actor, like a different iteration of the Master who got all burnt up again. I want to say
It happens to him so much. It's happened to him like 3 times.
I know he must be like the worst Time Lord ever to be regenerating that much. He must be so shit at being a Time Lord. And the Doctor's not that pretty bad themselves because they go through those regenerations so quickly.
I swear his 6th regeneration must have, because it was Perry. It was just Perry. It must have been like a year, months. If you think about it.
That's so because obviously the audios like add more stuff in there because that's what they kind of do. But also I find it really funny if that 6th incarnation was so short. It was over so quickly for the Doctor. And then 7 comes along and then he doesn't even get to regenerate on screen.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, he does. I'm crazy. He gets killed in an alleyway.
Oh yeah, he gets
gunfire.
Gunfire. Classic.
At least you get to see his face, unlike the 6th Doctor. You've not just got Sylvester McCoy in a wig.
Poor Sylvester McCoy in a wig. Okay.
Okay.
So, that's 20/21. And I was thinking, maybe, it depends if you want to go right back to unit. But if it's okay, we could have part 2 end and they're surrounded by guards, and then they have to spend part 3, maybe Dorian Moldova's guards, and they have to spend part 3 like making peace with him and like or something, finding a common
I'm not.
ground, or Gilead guards, and they have to spend part 3 doing something useful that way. Or do you just want it to end?
I kind of just want it to end because I like it that they are being like they are still on the run, but they're going to get this information from the doctor's brain, and that will significantly move where they are in the story.
Yeah.
I don't think having them be captured really. I don't think that really works.
Okay, because now we are brushing up against the end of the series, and I was thinking this would be like 3 episodes. I think at the place we are now, it doesn't make as much sense for Kuva to try and go to Gallifrey. I think Kuva going to Gallifrey could be for the very, very end, like at the very end of this whole series that we're trying to do.
So maybe have them go to Earth then?
Yeah,
You want to try that, like bring them into the Earth stuff?
Yeah, could we maybe do a 5-part one, or like a long one?
Yeah, for because are we for part 2
Yes.
for episode 21 and 20 and 21. Kuva gets the information from the Doctor's head and can sort of like do time travel, or like
Yes.
simulate being a
yeah.
TARDIS. Yes, that's what. Yeah.
Because
How did you want to do that, by the way?
Honestly, now the idea isn't such a surprise. Kuva could maybe turn into the TARDIS console, but it's all fleshy, or like the whole room.
Yay! Okay, if you're happy with it, flashy TARDIS interior, console, whatever.
Sometimes ideas are just such a surprise to me that I instinctively don't like them. But yeah, we can do that. We could even have it be a room that they make bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
By being inside it.
That'd be cool. I think Alec's very confused. I think it makes him a bit dizzy. He doesn't get it. I also think, just as a note for part 2, that I think maybe we don't see it in the episode, but maybe it's just a line of Kuva being like, knowing the TARDIS and seeing into the Doctor's mind. Or maybe there is a moment where Kuva in that episode, along with Alec, sees that some of the hardest decisions the Doctor has had to make.
Yeah.
And that leads us into where the finale is going.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to kill all those Vervoids. The tragedy of the Vervoid massacre.
Yeah, Vervoids. Why not?
But
at
like
this
the actual big stuff, the actual like massive decisions that the Doctor has had to make, like.
Yeah, I mean.
We not to like in like the modern era, like what the Doctor chooses to do to sometimes save everyone. Yeah,
modern era stuff and maybe classic era stuff. I mean,
yeah, like Genesis could be in there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Obviously, that story, that in that moment where the Doctor's deciding to do that, he decides not to, but then I think he goes back on it.
Yeah, he wishes he had done it. Like, I think even
like that's the regret.
The reason he doesn't do it is because he thinks that they've solved it a different way, and then he discovers it's just a trick, and he's like, shit. Even within the episode,
there's the regret. There's the immediate regret of not following through.
Yeah.
And all Dalek stories going forward, maybe excluding Destiny. Destiny's a bit of a weird one tonally. But like, have the Doctor either gearing up to kill Davros or to kill the Daleks again, just to finish the job. Fucking Remembrance of the Daleks has the Doctor doing just that.
Yeah.
Finishing the job. God, the 7th Doctor is so fucked up. He does so much fucked up stuff. He does so much fucking crazy. I don't know. I love the first series of him being so silly and so weird, and then he just is like, yes, Ace, come along. I'm going to emotionally abuse you and then kill the god of wolves or some shit. Fitting that he's gunned down. Every time we talk about the Seventh Doctor being killed, please put the clip up on the screen of him being shot.
I will. Don't worry.
Okay. So we're into the finale now. 5-parter. Okay. I think maybe we leave it here for now because I'm starting to run out of steam a little bit.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay.
I think write down the ideas that we had for the finale so we don't forget. Like, I really like the idea of Earth and the Gilead fleet being sent somewhere either out of time or out of wherever we end up deciding.
Okay.
And I also like the idea of the Silurians being introduced. But at the moment, I think I'm a bit out of steam now for ideas.
Okay. Sure. I will stop the recording then, and we'll come back later. Recording.
Oh. Ah.
Yeah. Okay. Funny.
So immediately an idea right off the bat I've had. But this is a bit later on.
Uh-huh.
This is more how the villain is defeated.
The villain. Oh, okay.
So we've talked about it a little bit before, the sort of the leader of the Gilead forces, the sort of big general guy. Because when Alec obviously gets there, they're gonna be sort of in conflict because this is their true superior. This is even above perceive Kuva to be.
Yeah.
But I really like the idea of Kuva going to Alec being like, no, because of the Gilead's interference in history, sent like troops back in time. Because sorry, I might be a little bit scatterbrained when explaining this.
Yeah.
Because Kuva's gained the information of a TARDIS and can sort of see time and space and all that. And Kuva, I think, tells Alec that because of the Gilead's interference in history, invaded their own planet, realizing it, and wiped themselves out. So technically, this guy is no longer Alec's superior officer. He doesn't exist by all reasonable account. So you can kill him, and Alec then shoots him and kills him.
That's quite funny.
I just like the idea that that's the sort of Gilead's own. It doesn't erase them from history because I like to imagine the contradictions are sort of building and building, but it does mean that technically he's not head of anything. He just doesn't exist.
I love the idea that wherever the story goes next, the Gilead have just fucked up time in just like in a similar way to how the ending of Series 6 was. But like kind of like that actually. Like just
yes, that's what I was thinking. Like all of time in one place.
Yeah.
That sort of I like that.
But in a way that you could explore it for like 13 episodes.
I really like the idea that Kate, because obviously we decided last time that Kate's going to try and get in contact with the Silurians.
Yes.
When she's trying to traverse like the new Earth as like history is sort of folding in on itself, so she has to deal with like all these sort of historical contradictions now, like as possible threats. Yes.
This could go insane. I think we have to come up with ideas for the next bit on their own, because this episode should be on its own, and then like it should lead into all of that crazy stuff. Definitely.
This is our big 5-parter.
Yes. Yeah. I think this 5-parter might be good starting off with the Silurians.
Yeah, I think start with because obviously we know Kuva's heading back to Earth now, so I think start off with the Silurians, start with Kate's sort of story. Should we put Shirley Bingham in there as well?
We can. I mean,
and
the
Morris
others...
Gibbons, the Zygon.
Yeah, all right. I forgot he's a Zygon. Rose and Mel, they're still lost in the past, but maybe they can be of some use there.
Did we establish that they used Jack the Ripper to get back, or have they not gotten back yet?
I think. Oh, this was an idea I had. It could be a spooky, scary episode where they're trying to hunt down Jack the Ripper, like kind of a horror kind of thing.
Yeah. Is that what for a new one or for the one we discussed previously?
For the Jack the Ripper episode.
No, I'm cool. I'm cool. That'll be cool because then we'll get Oh, for 19. Hold on, sorry. Again, sorry if I'm not entirely with it.
It's fine.
Yes, I get. Yeah, I know what you mean. Cool. Yeah, a bit of a spooky one. I'm trying to think what could be like a.
Yeah.
No, that's a stupid idea.
What's a stupid idea?
I was just thinking about like, you know how Doctor Who has that one news character? Like she's the lady who's always presenting the news, and she's like an American lady.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of her just doing a report of like, is it the Washington Monument with all the no, Mount Rushmore has come to life. It started to devour people en masse. Just like a little throwaway thing.
That's a start of the next series thing.
Rushmore, the Gilead have piloted Mount Rushmore. They're rolling it. They've squashed New York.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I do like that. I'm just when would it happen? Like now?
I suppose because is the Silurian episode going to be one where Kate is traversing this sort of new weird Earth, or is it going to be a bit more grounded with like focusing on the Silurian stuff?
I think that because I think that this 5-parter should be should be at the end of it. The Earth becomes lost in the wherever, like at the end of it, the Earth becomes lost, but as it progresses, this episode should be trying to highlight the strangeness of it.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, are we still having it that Kuva actively plays a role in getting Earth displaced?
Yes, I did like that idea when you mentioned it. Actually,
just to have like one of the like have it that they make the call to be like, this is getting out of hand. Stop this.
Yeah. Okay. I think part one should be lots of different threads happening at once. Maybe one of the threads is Kate Stewart trying to talk to the Silurians, because she knows, maybe, and Morris Gibbons and some Zygons, because we did say that she would bring those as proof that humanity's moved on.
It's trying to change, and I think the big conflict of this episode is the Silurians being like, Unit and your father have like committed more aggression against us. Like you have not been like just, and that's the sort of essentially the sticking point of like, why should we trust you when your organization has like treated and hunted us on occasion and has not sought to build any relation beforehand.
Yeah,
I think that sort of loops around because at the very beginning of this we discussed that Kate Stewart like gets Earth into more trouble by like arguing with the Gilead.
Yeah.
And this is her sort of like trying to become more of a diplomat and to establish proper communications and not just be not be her sort of like father's daughter, sort of like taking a step into like her own style of leadership.
Okay. Yeah, I think an important part of the discussion is like they might be underground, but they will have still seen some of the effects of the Gilead's weapons.
Yes. Maybe they've been fighting them off in like small pockets.
Either they've been fighting them off or they can't find the Silurians, because I don't know if because humanity didn't even know about the Silurians for ages. I don't know if the Gilead would be able to. Maybe they found like although they do have like scanning equipment, I guess.
I mean, maybe it's like the Silurians have sort of been sending scouts to go collect their weaponry to sort of break it down a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe yeah, because that would mean that the Silurians are actually trying to already like gather intel on the Gilead.
Yeah, their plan is to be more like isolationist.
Yeah.
Plan to like get this weaponry, like entrench themselves even deeper, and then sort of just like whatever happens next, they're gonna protect their like homes.
Yeah. Do we want to include Madame Vastra?
Oh, she'd be dead, right?
Depends how long Silurians live.
Hold on, let me look at the Doctor Who wiki, and then I'll decide if I
Okay.
care about what the Doctor Who wiki has to say.
Two-step process.
Oh shit, they can live for over 3 centuries. That's fucking insane. What? What? But according to the BBC episode, that's nuts. They can live for up to 3... They can live up to like 300 years. Oh my goodness. That's fucking insane. Why?
I can't see that. Oh, okay. TV Cold Blood.
From that one Google search with no deeper dive than that.
Oh, that's in
That's
the
kind of nuts.
that's in the Series 5 episode with the Hungry Earth.
I don't remember that being mentioned at all. So not only could Madame Vastra still be alive, she would be like an elder.
Oh, she was actually in an audio story called Requiem, apparently. Yeah, it was just after the thing you just read. Though some lived up to 300 years, TV Cold Blood, Vastra lived from the 1880s and was still alive in 2022, 140 years later.
Oh my god.
This is crazy.
I mean, we could have it that maybe Vastra is the sort of like she's an active proponent of someone who wants the Silurians to sort of team up with UNIT.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's like, I want to make sure my people get their interests met. Like, if we help you with this, we, Homo Reptilia, will be allowed to live on the surface. We will no longer have to hide.
Yeah.
And you will be a proponent of that. That is the deal.
I think it should be, like, quite a big deal finding Vastra. Because she's quite an important character.
Maybe there's like an initial meeting of the Silurians that doesn't go too well, and then they go and find Vastra, help them, and that's when the communication gets better.
What would Vastra be doing? I wonder. Like, what's her... I think...
This will be a Vastra whose friends no longer. Jenny will be dead, obviously. I mean, also, if we want to link as well, we can have it that Vastra is also there in the past with whenever we get back to Mel and Rose.
Oh, that's so cool!
Because she would be there.
Yes! Oh my goodness.
But I think this would be a Vastra who's maybe a little bit more of a who's a little bit more not lonely, because it's been a long time. She has more of a perspective on Earth than either UNIT or like the Silurians who've been living underground and has sort of seen it change. So I don't know what she'd be doing. I'm not sure what precisely she'd be doing though. I'm trying to think.
I think she'd be like a vigilante. I mean, she's a woman written by Stephen Moffat, so that already gives us some idea.
Well, she'd be wearing like black leather and beating the shit out of people and breaking their necks.
We don't have to. We
don't have to do that. We are not Stephen Moffat.
No, we're definitely not.
No. I always find that scene with the silence so insane when like River is gunning them down and shooting the shit out of them. I think that's nuts. I remember watching that at the time, being quite young and thinking, this is not Doctor Who. This is crazy that she's just murdering the Silence so blatantly.
Actually don't understand what episode are you talking about?
You know the one where it's like it's the first episode of series
6.
6? Yes.
Does that actually happen in it?
In part 2, they find the Silence main base. They do the whole thing of like, you should kill us all on sight, or humanity will turn on the Silence. And then River fucking shoots the shit out of all of the Silence there, making like quips along the way as they like murder them all. I just think, fucking hell, man.
Ow! I just stubbed my toe. I didn't mean to. Ow. Anyway.
Ooh, okay?
No, it's fine. I think young maybe we bring in young Vastra in episode 19 where they're trying to deal with Jack the Ripper and stuff.
Yes, I think definitely. I mean, because that's sort of a little mini reference to her first on-screen appearance where she kills Jack the Ripper.
Is that really?
Apparently. I think it's. I want to say it's in her first episode. There's like a throwaway line of her like saying, "Oh yeah, I ate Jack the Ripper. I killed and ate him."
Hang on. I think I have food. I'm really sorry. Oh,
it's alright.
Sorry. Okay, I've unpaused.
Sorry, what did you say?
I unpaused.
Okay, no. I think this is just a Madame Vastra has a lot of perspective on like the Earth, and I think a lot of love for the like. Obviously, she had a love for the planet before, but now just like it's a lot more multifaceted because that's just been built up over a long, long time. And I think like with her help, like she's a good link to for Kate to help talk to the Silurians, and also she also has her own stuff going on, being like, yes, I think. I will help you, but you've got to make sure my people can live on the surface now. That's not going to be a problem anymore.
I mean, yeah. If there's all those ZYGONS all the time, that sounds good. I think Kate Stewart would agree to that.
And then that sort of, would you say that's the end of that episode? Like they established that.
My issue with that, it seems too simple. I don't know. I don't think old Vastra will be even like related to the Silurians anymore. Maybe she's thought of as like kind of an outcast.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is actually because she's not really connected to the Silurians that much. Most of the time we see her, she's just around Strax and Jenny.
Yeah.
Strax still alive? How long does Sontarans live for?
Like 8 years. Definitely very short.
Yeah, I feel like they have to be 15 to 25 years apparently. So that's not like. Actually, this is from Reddit, so I don't trust that at all.
Yeah, well, I think I agree.
Yeah, it's just like it's a short. Like Strax isn't around. Neither of them. They're both gone. I suppose because the big point. I think it's the big point of this episode is Kate trying to make an active change. A unit is run, and not a superficial one.
I think that these talks should be a subplot in the whole 5-parter. I think that this part 1 should be, what if Kate just goes down there alone and is then kidnapped? Like, she's not allowed to leave. Which means that everyone on the surface is trying to deal with things on their own.
I'm not sure. I mean, we could have it that she's not kidnapped. I think just have it that she's staying down there, like to make sure these talks actually work. She's not like dedicating herself to it, and maybe we have Shirley Bingham.
Yeah.
Doing something.
Yeah, I think
Shirley Bingham.
Shirley Bingham. I think everyone in unit. I think by this point, the actual unit headquarters is becoming smaller and smaller. It's basically just Shirley, Morris, and the Vlinks, and they're just up there. I think maybe
and
maybe at this point the Vlinx is trying to deal with all of the time distortion.
yeah, and trying to keep track of it and trying to mitigate it as much as possible.
Yeah.
And then we can sort of see some of the weird stuff that is going on.
Yeah.
The more strange, the sort of the weird thing that the Gilead have caused through their interference. I also feel like at this, but because I like that because I think HQ would mostly be abandoned at this point.
Yeah.
All of the people they have are on the ground, trying to fix this.
Pretty much, yeah. It has been a few months, but I think the Vlinx has detected that it is starting to reach some kind of critical mass, and that if they don't do something soon, the Earth and the entire solar system will be pulled into a for want of a better term, black hole, and like a temporal singularity or some kind of technobabble.
I was just gonna say because of all this interference, everything's just gonna collapse.
Yeah.
The world is becoming not just Earth and everything, everything is gonna become a nightmare where everything is happening at once.
Yeah.
Every Dalek invasion that's ever happened will happen all at the same time. People will be start being converted into Cybermen. Everything will be nothing will be comprehensible anymore, and it will essentially be hell forever.
I think I think that's good because if we're doing the thing where Kuva decides to seal the Earth away, then the reason that they do that might be because if they don't, all of reality will collapse.
Yes.
But yeah, I think at the same time in part 1, and in other parts we can focus in on all of these things. But I just since it's the start of the finale, we should check in on all of the different plot threads that we've been doing. I think we should also look in on the ship and the 1880s as well.
With Kuva as well, because I think. Oh, do you want to have it that Kuva joins up with Unit and Kate, sort of assist in this to assist in this sort of final assault?
Yes, but I think that maybe Kuva and Alec could do something a bit more spacey, because their plot's been about space.
I'm trying to just.
What if they can't get to the Earth because of all the Gilead ships? They're not stealthy enough.
Yeah, they can't break through. I mean, we can have it that. I'm just trying to think because I do like the idea that Kuva now has the advantage over them now. Kuva has I feel like this is the point where the Gilead are gonna sort of lose the ground they've had. And I just feel I also feel like Kuva has already decided on the course of action they're gonna take.
Yeah, I think Kuva's main goal will be to wake up the Doctor. I don't know if either of them will care too much about this random planet. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously Kuva is compassionate, but is also this could ruin now that they've seen the time stream and they've sort of become a TARDIS, know the consequences of this, and are we have the priority is getting the Doctor back. Maybe using some of Unit's technology and history to do that.
I think if the Gileads have the power of the Doctor's regenerations, maybe it's Gilead technology they need.
Yeah, and that would be a reason for them to sort of invade the ship.
Yes.
To sort of try and get on there and steal it. And I think the sort of the main, I'm not sure what episode or what part this would be in, but I think Kuva's main issue would probably be with would come from Alec a little bit. Now isn't really sure who he's supposed to be following orders from, because there'll be higher ranking members of the Gilead.
Yeah, I think we can deal with that specific dimension once we reach their section of the story.
So we've got part 1.
Oh, also in part 1 we have to deal with Mel and
We could always,
Rose. I'm imagining this as like you know the Halloween apocalypse from Series 13 Flux.
Oh yeah.
Like that, except we have a reason to care about everything. You know, like very, very short scenes where it's like, these guys are doing this, and these guys are up to this, and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's all very chaotic.
Mel and Rose are trying to get back, obviously.
Yeah.
But they did we decide they were trying to fix some of the contradictions as well, or they just wanted to escape?
I think maybe they've, at the end of part 2, it says that we've written, it says in episode 19 that Kate Stewart is meanwhile trying to contact the Silurians. But part 2 could literally just be like a normal murder mystery. Like, Rose and Mel are just in the 1880s, and they're trying to solve the mystery
Of Jack the Ripper?
Yeah, I don't know if we need all that Zygon stuff in part 2, only in part 1 maybe.
Yeah,
Because I do really like the Lost in Time concept, and I'd like to expand it. I think maybe past me was thinking that there wasn't enough plot in that to fill the whole amount of time, but now present me is thinking there might be.
So for is this episode 22 you're talking about?
No, 19. Sorry, I've gone back up to 19. Because we,
I do kind of want to keep the Zygon stuff in there, though.
Yeah, no. The Zygon stuff is important, but I think it should just be in part 1.
Yes, that's fine by me. I'm happy with that.
And I think at the end of this part, they should, like, get Jack the Ripper, like, into their custody.
Yeah. And use him as sort of a, as their gateway back.
Yes. Maybe at the end of part 1, Kuva and Alec are on a ship, and they like climb aboard it, like holding the Doctor with them. Maybe okay. What if the first thing that happens is that Kuva and Alec's ship get destroyed? Maybe because they were going too fast in hyperspace or something, and like Kuva's not very good at being a TARDIS.
Oh, the thing is, I want to say it's deliberate. That they deliberately get on a ship.
Yeah.
Kuva's now, you know the Seventh Doctor has a bunch of plans, doesn't tell anybody about what the plans are. Kuva's doing that.
Okay. I was just thinking if the ship is destroyed, it's like there's kind of no way back. But if you prefer that, then that's all right. But like I was going to say, once they would be they'd be carrying the Doctor with them, which is kind of a could be kind of like played off as like a joke, like we have to carry him
around the Doctor.
Like he's really heavy.
I think Alec's holding him. Alec's dragging him around.
Yeah.
I do think Kuva's attitude is a lot more serious now.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot more like there's a significant shift in how they're acting.
Definitely. And I think at the end of part 1, they should find some kind of view screen and send a message to Earth to see who picks up, and Morris and Shirley are on the other end.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's the cliffhanger. They get through to each other.
Yeah, and now they're sort of finally reconnected. I like that a lot. Cool.
All right. So part 2 begins. I feel like we have a lot of different ways we can go with part 2 because there's lots of different threads. What are you thinking?
We've got a lot of like everyone's now because I feel like if we focus too much on Kuva, we're barreling towards the end.
I think what we need for part 2 is a solid idea for an episode. Like a singular thing that just happens to take all of the characters towards the future. Maybe what we need in part 2 is something in the 1880s to start us off with. Because it's kind of the lowest stakes thing. Maybe they managed to contact UNIT. What if they managed to contact UNIT in 1880? Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, and sort of. So, like, we have kind of that bit from Journey's End where all the various parties can communicate with each other. Yeah, I'm quite on board with that. But that sort of links not only UNIT, Kuv, but like everyone. Everyone gets like linked up.
Yeah, except Kate Stewart.
Like,
she's
because she's very.
She's kind of lost.
I'm a little bit stuck at the moment.
It is hard
because I can think about the first episode that we just did, and I can think about the ending, and everything in between feels a little bit like.
In that case, maybe part 2 is about Kate Stewart and the Silurians.
Honestly, because I think that's a good idea.
That's where the plot is pulling, I think. I think at the end of part 2, if Kate can get the Silurians on her side, then they can actually do something to the Gilead that can maybe stop them in their tracks, in a way.
Yeah, and then we can start bringing other pieces, all of the other pieces from like characters and where they are.
Definitely.
Yeah, okay. So part 2 is going to be Kate Stewart and the Gilead, Kate Stewart and the Silurians sort of building an alliance.
Okay. Yeah. I think, do you like the idea that they originally like don't trust her? They're like, we have all this under control and stuff. We don't need human assistance.
I think they also they don't trust her because she's Kate Stewart. She's the daughter of the guy who tried to murder them all.
Yeah. And
we
can have
we
them.
Don't trust you.
We can have them describe it, and then we can put on a presentation of like in the past, your father did this, and then we can have lots of like a slideshow of. I'm joking.
And even and they can even have it like even your like doctor has committed like heinous acts against us.
Yeah.
I
think for that they might put her in prison.
Like I feel like how does the question is like, does Kate Stewart do that's significant enough for them to trust her?
What if we see how the Silurians are living, because it is 2024 and the last important thing that happened in the Silurians timeline was the Hungry Earth, because that was in 2020. Yeah. So they might be like still waking up from that. I would look up how that episode ended, but I don't really care.
Me neither.
So I think if they're all waking up from that, they might be like trying to live sort of regular lives. There might be like one scientist who is like trying to dissect the Gilead weapons, and maybe they have a leader, and maybe they have a head of their military division and stuff, and we can maybe one of them has a child even, and we can explore all these characters just like briefly.
Yeah, just to have Kate I think just a lot of regret in the way that she's handled alien incursion in the past, and also like obviously the Silurians aren't aliens; they're terrestrial.
Yeah,
just sort of the way, sort of a lot of regret. And I think maybe at first she starts off trying to approach it from like a heavily like literally logical perspective of like, you need our support, you'll be wiped out if you don't help us. And they're like, no, we'll be fine. Yeah. Humanity will be wiped out, and we will take back the Earth, which is what they've been wanting to do for a long time.
That's probably a good idea. Like, maybe they haven't talked to the Gilead and they think they can reason with them. Like, this invading force will maybe give us some of the land.
Maybe they think we've tried to work with humanity before. It always ends badly. These people.
What if this was Kate Stewart and the Osgoods down here, by the way? Because they're ZYGONS. Yeah, because they're ZYGONS. Or maybe it was Kate Stewart and Maurice Gibbons and Osgood is on the surface or something. Sorry, it's a passing thought. I'll talk about it more later.
Then maybe I think what the central thing of this episode is Kate being like, this is over. You will be able to return to the surface, and you have my word for that.
Yeah.
Is that enough? Is that enough to sort of convince the Silurians that that's a solid deal?
I think so. I think she has to convince them that she's serious and won't just, like, kill them. I think if they have a, because, like, if she takes, like, either Osgood or Maurice Gibbons down with her, they are a scientist and can share their knowledge about the Gilead. Because they are... The Silurians are trying to dissect the Gilead's weapons, but without knowledge of Time Lords, what they find out will be quite limited. So I think if Kate Stewart has a scientist with her, they can share that information. Yeah.
Yeah. And also maybe they like just show them the sort of horrors of what the Gilead are doing and what they're going to do.
I think maybe if they've used the Vlinks to look up the Gilead, they could show them some of that research.
And what they've done to, like, other planets as well.
Definitely. So I think that Kate Stewart comes down. She gets locked up with her scientist friend, whoever it is. The scientist then tries to reason with them, like, and it works. And then Kate Stewart is allowed to sort of walk around the village that they have set up for a while and see some of the people who have woken up and all of the pods of people who are yet to wake up. And then at the end, the scientist, whoever it was, has like shared a lot of their information and also revealed themselves to be a Zygon. And Kate Stewart's like, look, aliens live among us on the surface, and if you really wanted, you could come up too, and stuff.
And we will protect you. We will, like, if any, like, we are ready to fight back against anyone who has an issue with that. And Unit's resources, and maybe there's a bit of admittance that, like, Unit has not done enough.
Yeah,
have failed. Not only the people of Earth, but, like, its denizens who cannot even walk on the surface.
And I think, what if at the end, Kate Stewart is like, us humans have like a network of computers that we use to talk to each other. And if you really wanted to find out what it's like to be one of us, you could, we could get you connected. We could set you up with some Wi-Fi.
I like that. That's a funny idea.
Okay, that's a cool part too.
Okay, I'm happy with that.
Actually, I like the idea of the Osgoods being on the surface, because then one of the Osgoods could be captured or something, and then the other one could be really worried about her. We could deal with that in part 3 or something. Yeah. So, I think after this, the Silurians could possibly do something which stops the Gilead in their tracks, kind of.
I mean, if they've got their weaponry and with their own sort of advanced technology, maybe... so far, the Gilead have been able to, like, sort of avoid direct conflict because they've been sending soldiers down and their sort of command ships are far away from the Earth. Or maybe they're sort of using the weaponry to, like, one, age their ships, like make them sort of decrepit and broken, and also maybe just bring them closer to the planet.
Yeah.
They're more of an easy target. And now they are, like, in much more... Now they're in, like, a lot more danger.
Yeah. I think that would... Whatever that is, that would link up to... If part 3 is about Kuva and Elik. Because that would directly feed into what they're having to deal with up there in space.
Yes. And then, like... And that sort of links it a little bit more. Yeah, cool. I'm cool with that. That sort of bridges the gap between those two stories a little bit. And I think Kate, the Silurians, and the Zygons get ready for a big fight. Maybe to begin, like...
Yeah.
To like, start attacking directly the Gilead fleet.
What if they bring up a Silurian scientist to help them?
Oh, yes. Yes, I like that.
So, I've always been picturing Unit HQ as being maybe under siege from a lot of Gilead soldiers. Probably because it's the nerve center of Earth.
It's like been like, and it's been in like extreme lockdown.
Yeah. So no one can get in or out.
Who are we having in Unit HQ? The Vlinks and Shirley
Bingham?
Bingham?
Is that her name?
Yeah, that's her name. I might just say.
Yeah,
once we get to the end of this one, just to leave it.
Yeah, no, I've because I do think I've been getting this isn't very I think the problem is that the pacing is too fast through the series. And now
I
at
think
the end it's
right.
so long.
No. Because it's just a long. I mean, we could cut this down.
We could
to a short or two, like to maybe either a 4-parter or even a 3-parter. To be honest, lead into the finale. Because we've only got a couple big beats and the stuff, and there's not really much else we could do. Because I'm starting to run out of ideas of where this is really going. If we're not going straight into the finale, because if part 3 is back with Kuva, and for me in my mind, it's like, oh, this is the end.
I guess you're right. You're probably right.
I'm sorry, if we want to carry on for a bit longer, like carry on for the do more of the episodes and do the big 5-parter, I'm just personally struggling to think of anything else to really do. The 1880 stuff is a little bit distant from me, of what to do with that really.
You're
and
right.
Kate Stewart's already had her big moment. If you want to do a 5-parter, I'm happy to do a 5-parter. I just feel like
no, I think I think I got stuck in an idea that I had, and I've been unable to imagine a different idea. We could have part 3 be the actual ending.
Yeah, because now the Silurians, the Zygons, and Unit are sort of going to like more openly attack the Gilead. Fighting back against their ground forces and trying to get on their ship. And Kuva and Elik are... I think Kuva's planning to enact their plan to send Earth and the Gilead out of time, out of existence, to sort of contain it as a problem.
Maybe it would be better to push back the finale of this plot a bit longer, because then we could have more individual episodes that...
I mean, maybe we have an episode just to bring it back around to Rose and Mel. A couple episodes of them just jumping through time, going to different like sort of little vignettes for them, just to sort of have that be a bit of like a little bit of a like in quotes filler episode, and just have them going on a little journey to sort of break up the action of the main plot.
Yeah, I mean, we can donate some episodes from the massive 5-parter to other episodes.
Yeah, exactly. I think that would be a lot better, and I think be a bit more sort of make it feel less heavy, unless there's a lot more like expectation for it.
Yeah. Because 5 parts is quite a lot.